would play perhaps the piano or the organ, because we had a big Henson piano there then. And then Uncle Bill, he played. He was my cousin. Everyone called us brothers, but we was cousins. Grew up together, went to school together, hunted together, and just the same as brothers. There was lots of things Bill and I didn't agree with, but yet we have no one else in this place who would ever let Makkovik down like it had been. And this is saying a lot now, but if Bill had his strength, his health and strength, to this day I don't believe that the fishery on our part would have been just gone bottom up, just gone, I don't know how to call it. People here in this place now can't go fishing. They got to bring the fish to Cartwright, and Newfoundlanders come and bring fish here. There was one man who would not allow that, and that would be Bill. He'd say, well, how would he do it? Well, he was gifted. He was a gift leader, a spokesman who was interested in his community from his heart. The ones now, they're interested in their salaries, but the future of Makkovik, they couldn't care less.
Bill Andersen was born in Makkovik on Valentine's Day, 1919. He passed away April 20th, 1998. He was a community elder before being elected mayor of the newly incorporated town in 1970 and served in this capacity for 12 years. He was a beloved husband, father, grandfather, and friend. He was my father-in-law and a man whom I looked up to with a great deal of admiration. I would like to read a tribute that I feel aptly describes Bill Andersen. It was printed in the Labradorian newspaper April 27, 1998, after his death. It is entitled, Remembering Uncle Bill Andersen, by Bill Romke. With the passing of Bill Andersen of Makkovik, the North Coast has lost its strongest leader in the 20th century, and Labrador has lost one of its most outstanding citizens. Bill Andersen's voice was heard all along the Labrador coast, and indeed throughout Labrador, for improvements to life in the coastal communities and for fair treatment of the people who lived there. He used his long-held position as chair of the Makkovik Council to fight tirelessly, not only for his own village, but for the whole coast. Whether it was better conditions for fishermen and plant workers, improved transportation facilities, more help for schools and young people, he put all the energy and strength that he had into those issues. In 1949, as a younger man, he went all the way by coastal boat to St. John's to meet with Joe Smallwood. Soon after that meeting, a store and a sawmill were shipped to Makkovik. Politicians at all levels sought his counsel and listened to what he had to say, for Bill Andersen was a thoughtful man, an astute man, a man of great mental strength and perseverance, a man who saw what the future might hold and did his best to make it a reality. And yet he was a fair man and considerate. If you did your best, you got full marks from Bill, but if you were slack in any way, you heard about it in no uncertain manner. From his leadership position on the Makkovik Council, he spearheaded political action along the North Coast. The first meetings of the combined councils in the early 70s were due in no small measure to the leadership of Bill Andersen, and thereafter he made sure that it grew and prospered. It stands today encompassing all the communities in Labrador, a tribute to his leadership and vision. But Bill Andersen was a family man. Nothing was more important to him. He and his wife Mary brought up 9 children, all of whom have been a credit to their parents. Toby and Chesley are both leaders in negotiations with the provincial government and Inco on land claims and the nickel mine. John has followed his father's lead and is presently Makkovik's recreation director. Junior, for some years, has been in a management position at the Makkovik fish plant. Fred is in St. John's. Ivy is married in Makkovik, and Marjorie is in Hopedale. The deaths of Paul and Billy some years ago took their toll on Bill and was an unbearable loss for him and for Mary. For a while, Bill and Paul fished together in Makkovik, as Bill finished his working life the way he had begun. A slim, wiry man, for many years he was a wildlife officer along the coast. He knew northern Labrador so well, its hills and valleys and its people. This was the place and the people that he loved, and that love was returned. He was Uncle Bill all along the coast, and his friends were legion. For he and Mary were warm and generous hosts, and at their home there was always the best of hospitality. It amazed me how many people could actually sleep in that house, but they always seemed to be able to find another bed, and the stove was always covered with Mary's excellent cooking for a table constantly laid. In the evening, the guitars and accordions and the electronic keyboard would come out. Soon what seemed like the whole community was packed into the Andersen living room as the sound of music traveled far and wide. Of all my memories, these last are the ones that will remain fresh and vivid in my mind, for Bill Andersen was a people person. In all the years I knew him, he was a man most satisfied when working with people, working for others and for his community. His record is sterling. His contribution is unmatched. His legacy is manifest. His memory is strong and will endure.